Today we are going to study the chapter Transportation in Animals and Plants of class 7th. The topics which we will be covering are transportation in animals, which will include blood, the components of blood, blood vessels, the various types of blood vessels, about the structure and function of heart, and about the heartbeat. Then we will be seeing excretion in animals and also transportation in plants, basically the vascular tissue, that is the xylem and phloem. So what is blood? Blood is a fluid which flows in our blood vessels. Its functions are, it transports substances like digested food from small intestine to other parts of the body. It also carries oxygen from the lungs to the cells of the body. It also transports waste for removal from the body. The components of blood, as we can see in the picture, it consists of red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. And the blood is flowing in a blood vessel named artery. Now coming to the components of blood, we will be seeing the functions of different components of blood. So the first one is RBC, that is red blood cells. Red blood cells contain a red pigment called hemoglobin, which helps in transportation of oxygen to all parts of the body. So basically hemoglobin is a pigment which binds oxygen and carries to different cells of our body. Now WBC, that is the white blood cells, it fights against germs that may enter our body. Platelets, it helps in blood clotting whenever we have a wound. Next is blood vessels. These are the structures which are used for transportation of blood in our body. Blood vessels are basically of three types: artery, vein and capillary. So here we will see the comparison of artery and vein in terms of both structure and function. So arteries, they carry oxygen rich blood from heart to all parts of the body, and veins, they carry carbon dioxide rich blood from all parts of the body back to the heart. Now there is one artery named pulmonary artery, which is the only artery that carries carbon dioxide rich blood, that is the impure form of blood, or which we can say deoxygenated form of blood. And the pulmonary vein is the only vein that carries oxygenated blood or oxygen rich blood. Since the blood flow is rapid in arteries and at a high pressure, they have thick elastic walls, while veins have thin elastic walls. Veins also contain valves so that the blood doesn't flow back. Next is pulse rate. What is pulse rate? It is the number of times our heart beats in a minute. It varies from person to person, and also the pulse rate is lower when we are at rest and it increases when we exercise. A resting person usually has a pulse rate between 72 to 80 beats per minute. Now coming to the heart. The heart is an organ which beats continuously to act as a pump for transport of blood. So heart is an organ which helps in pumping our blood to different parts of the body. It is located in the chest cavity with its lower tip slightly tilted towards the left. That is why we feel our heartbeat in the left side. This is the structure of heart. Our heart has 4 chambers. The 2 upper chambers are called atria and 2 lower chambers are called ventricles. The partition between the chambers helps to avoid the mixing of oxygen rich blood with the carbon dioxide rich blood. So here we can see the structures, the different chambers of heart, and also different types of arteries and veins which are arising from the heart or which are entering into the different chambers of the heart. Heartbeat. The rhythmic contraction and relaxation of heart is known as heartbeat. A doctor uses stethoscope as a device to amplify the sound of heart. William Harvey was a scientist who discovered the circulation of blood, and he is known as the father of circulation, the father of blood circulation. Now the next topic is excretion in animals. The process of removal of waste produced in the cells of the living organisms is known as excretion. The parts involved in excretion forms the excretory system. It includes a pair of kidney, a pair of ureter, urinary bladder and urethra. An adult human being normally passes about 1 to 1.8 liters of urine in 24 hours. And the urine consists of 95% of water, 2.5% urea and 2.5% other waste products. Sweat is also one of the excretory products of our body. It is consisting of salt and water, and it comes out from the pores of our skin. The importance of sweating is it helps us to cool our body, and one more function is that it is one of the excretory products, so it also helps in removing the waste materials from our body. Now, the way in which waste chemicals are removed from the body of animal depends on the availability of water. Aquatic animals like fishes excrete cell waste as ammonia, which directly dissolves in water. They are known as ammonotelic animals. Some land animals like birds, lizards, snake excrete semi-solid, white-colored compound which is known as uric acid. So such animals are known as uricotelic animals. And a major excretory product in us, that is human beings, is urea, and we are known as ureotelic animals. Finally, transportation in plants. So plants absorb water and minerals by roots. Roots contain root hairs which increase the surface area of roots, and it helps in the absorption of water and minerals. The vascular tissue for transportation of water and nutrients in the plant is known as xylem. Food has to be transported to all parts of the plant. This is done by a vascular tissue called as phloem. The xylem and phloem, they transport substances in the plants, and they are known as the vascular tissue of the plants. Thank you.